Hi, my name is Martina. I'm the Best Day Event Director, and today we have here one amazing student that has accomplished pretty a lot during his academic career. His name is Luka. Luka, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Hi, everybody.
So during last year, lots of things has changed, lots of things has happened. But during last year's Best Day event, Luka, you took several roles at the event, but at the same time, you have managed several roles in your academic life. So for the start, let's say that, can you please just introduce yourself, just shortly?
Of course. So my name is Luka Vrančić. I come from Split, but I'm currently doing my bachelor's degree in Opatija at Faculty of Management of Tourism and Hospitality. So I'm currently in my last days of my bachelor's degree doing my thesis. Throughout my academic journey, I pretty much was involved in everything the faculty has to own and even university. So apart from various projects, events, etc., I was also student council president. I was vice president for the Eco Council. I was project manager for student mentor program, student representative in sex equality board, student representative in student council of University of Rijeka, strategy offices in Rijeka. I was pretty much involved in a lot of things, or I think maybe 99% of events I was either part of, leading to some extent, especially students, everything about students I was leading. So yeah, a lot of things didn't go without me.
Sounds like a full-time job.
Yeah, it was.
And how you mentioned you've been president of the student council and the vice president of the Eco Council. How your role during those years has evolved?
So at first I went with, so it came a bit of as a shock. I didn't actually went for those things. I was a kind of newcomer. And then in my first years, I got everything. So I started with all of those titles, etc. And I didn't know how exactly to lead such large groups. I went with friendly management. Then I realized throughout the years it does not work like that, because we were a group of students who each individually had their own goals. So I had to change it a little bit. So the problem with president of a student council is that it's just a role. I don't have any authority. So I did it the best way I could, the best way I did throughout my life, and that is by leading by example. So I did a lot of things. I broke the record for the most projects in a singular year with the student council. To some of my professors and deans and vice deans on the faculty, I was the best student council president there was on that faculty. It was a really, really nice gesture to hear that. But again, it all depends about my colleagues and how much they want to work.
And what was the feedback while you were leading by example?
So
the feedback from the students?
Yes, so I think roughly 70% of students agreed and saw what I was doing and said, yeah, we like this. I think this is a way to go. And they implemented their way of working on events, on projects, etc., on an example that I did. Of course, there's also always people that don't like it, which is fine. That is how the world works. I try to
And why do you think they don't like it?
Well, I think because of the amount of sheer work that you're doing, because we broke the record, etc. It's a lot of work and it's not paid. It's just activism, etc. So I think they thought that I'm doing too much, and then they thought that it's not their cup of tea, which is fine. We were just doing a lot of things. Not everybody has time for it. And not let's say they didn't say, hey, I can't do this. They rather say, hey, you can't do that.
Okay, let's talk now about some real life examples. You mentioned that you've been involved in so many things and that you started many new initiatives. Can you tell us some initiatives or any projects that you led within the university, within your community, since you participated at the Best Day event last year?
Yes. So I adjusted one of the newest, biggest projects that I implemented on the faculty called the fishbowl. It's this type of interview where I actually break the ice between the interviews. So when you usually go to interview as a student, you're just standing inside of the HR management, etc., and it might be kind of scary. But here we try to make students the main event, and they ask the HR directors questions. So the HR directors are actually fighting for the students. The second project that I liked and I was a part of, I was a Croatian ambassador for marketing for EU Parliament elections. So in Dubrovnik, we were doing some guerrilla marketing, and I was in charge of getting students from Dubrovnik there to represent Croatia, take a few videos, and then try to make Gen Z vote on this EU Parliament elections.
And what was the feedback from the audience about this campaign?
It was good. It was good. It was mostly streamed on TikTok and Instagram, and it was quite fun. It was quite fun. Of course, many loved it, but those people that loved it are already in political areas, so they do understand a few things. TikTok algorithm is a bit of funny thing, so it's kind of hard to reach to everybody unless you just happen to hit that, let's say, a gold mine.
And so you mentioned those two projects, and you also mentioned the different skills that you applied in those projects. Can you mention some key insights or skills that you gained from the Best Day event that influenced your approach to leadership or your approach to, let's say, sustainable development, because you are the student of sustainable development management?
So the first thing that I saw when I was on Best Day is how actually well respected students are, and I think that's a big thing to learn for us, because we are so used to hearing in the media or from people that are not happy with their lives, or you're just students, or you have good money because we don't pay that much of a tax on ours on our everything that we do, and etc. etc. And it was such a breath of fresh air. So it gave me more and more understanding of how the things work actually. Not everything is black and white. We don't have to start in the bottom of the bottom, how everybody tells us to. But it is good for students to understand that they need to do some work. So I brought that into my leadership. I tried every day to explain them, you will learn, but you need to start to understand what everybody else is doing, so you can be the director or the leader. You need to understand the roles everybody is partaking in the team or in the hotel or anything, so that you can be exactly what we are studying to be, managers.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your experience of the networking and networking opportunities at the event, and how did you see that, and did you have any benefits of it?
Yes. So the networkings were amazing. Yeah, the people were open-minded. The organization was perfectly organized for, let's say, intertwining with multiple people with different types, because you can never miss somebody. The space, it was so well put. The vibes are really good, and the people are just from there on is just fantastic. And I managed to gain a few, well, not friends, but I gained a few companions and colleagues, and they helped me with a few projects. Let's say the biggest project is Humanitarian Days of Sport. big project that was with Ministry of Tourism and Sport, etc. A lot of famous people came and helped us organize that. But one of the biggest things from the best days, we had a huge prize pool, and most of the prize pool were actually my connections from Best Day, which was really, really insightful and helpful, especially for students. Students don't get huge prize pools, so it was a huge necessity to actually be here.
And you also participated in a panel discussion. You were one of the students sitting on the stage in a hot chair. And can you tell us a little bit more about this experience? And did you get any new understanding? And how did any new understanding about also about the sustainability and the sustainability practice, or any other
Yes.
insights?
Yes, of course. So when I was on a panel, yeah, you tend to listen a lot because you try to not repeat what the colleagues said, but the new insights and the trends that are happening on various regions of Croatia, to hear from my fellow colleagues was amazing, and I learned a lot about it. I learned so much to give to my students in the future. For example, if somebody wants to take a job somewhere in the field, I now know particularly where he can go. When it comes to sustainability, what I loved about being there is because a lot of vendors were actually in sustainable practices, and I learned a lot of things. Let's say how to use the energy correctly, how to recycle good things, and not just recycling food or waste. A lot more stuff. So there was also vendors for solar panels, so energetics. So I had a lot of fun there. I learned a lot of things about sustainability as well when it comes to internship. So I also took a few, let's say, infos, so I can try take my internship somewhere there. So I believe that this is a great opportunity for many students.
And now, when you were saying about some new possibilities in your career, can you tell us a little bit more about your plans? And how do you think if Best Day can in any way help you to achieve those goals?
So I would like to stay in the sustainability and development sector, also a bit of finance, because finance are everywhere. I would like to write reports about sustainable practices, advising national, local companies, or just possibilities that they have for further development and to reach their goals, their business goals. In a way, the best they can do and achieve my goals for my future is just by opening more networking opportunities and promoting sustainable development and what we can gain from that.
And what advice you would give to other students who are planning or considering their participation in industry events like Best Day?
So I see a lot of students fumble, drop the ball, as they say, when they have it. So I would say to them that they should be focused and ready for opportunities. A lot of people say, "Oh, you will get it when the right opportunity comes." Yeah, but the right opportunity is quite often you get quite often good opportunities, and they manage to miss them completely. So they should focus. I hope that they have fun. So if you're having fun, you're never working a day in your life. So yeah, I believe that they should try involving themselves in many things, so they can expand not only their knowledge. I think the big picture here is expanding their visuals. So they need to expand their own way of seeing the world, and I think that's where the next leaders then come.
And is there anything else you would like to share, Luka, about whether your experience or any final thoughts on the importance of students' involvement in industry events?
when it comes to industry events. I mean, students, I believe, need to be involved in such things because it's a so stressful environment, but at the same time, it's so rewarding. So I always say, when somebody asks me who would you work with, I say put him in the most stressful situation, and then I'll see if I can work with him. They need to understand the critical thinking and try to problem solve in such small time frames, and that would help them in not only gaining the job but keeping the job, and then expelling it, and then exceeding any expectations on the job. So I believe that students in this particular industry should go. Of course, not all. Those who'd like this, who'd want this, because it's a really particular job. You have a lot of things to do, but you'll find your footing, and then you have fun. Like the amount of people that you can learn and see and meet and just vibe with, it's fantastic.
So, Luka, thank you very much for your insights
Thank you.
about your career, your future plans, your academic past. And thank you one more time for being here with us. And to all of you, see you in 2025 in February in Sheraton Zagreb Hotel for the next edition of Best Day event.
Thank you.